Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have a few messages that want to be shared with you guys today. I've just been really noticing a common theme that keeps coming up in sessions, with my mentorship sessions, with my one-on-one channel guidance sessions. I keep noticing this theme that keeps coming through, and it keeps coming up in so many different forms that it is wild. It can be very sneaky. It can be very subtle and deeply, deeply rooted, and can be hard to catch because it comes in so many different forms and it's quite multi-layered. It's been really fascinating to realize how many different areas this theme can come through. And I also really had to reflect on it because when I notice certain themes, and I'm going to get to it, when I notice certain themes keep popping up, sometimes I like to reflect on it because it can be quite collective, right? So I actually was noticing I had a really huge realization around this as well. The theme is really about receiving. It's about worth, your self-worth. I mean, the two of them kind of go together, right? Sometimes the issue that you're having is really just a receiving problem. Once we can catch that, and we see it, we can really shift things quite rapidly. From a soul's perspective, okay, so from like a soul's point of view, when I look at the soul, when I'm reading someone's energy or channeling for someone, right, I'm looking at the soul and I'm seeing kind of above the crown, or even in the back of the field above the crown, a lot of things, a lot of downloads, a lot of ideas, solutions to what you're needing, what you're looking for, problems, this new version of yourself, healing, even like healing energy. That was really interesting. I'll share it after, but healing, money, love, help that you need is literally right above you. It's right in front of you and it's ready to drop in. There's so much here circulating that's ready to drop in. And for some of you, I actually drew this photo, and the help that you're needing or what you're looking for, the solution is ready to come in, even through other people. Like other people sometimes the universe brings in key players or divine messengers through other people, help through other people. But sometimes our overthinking can block the inspiration or block the receptivity of what you need to receive. And if something is really like needing to come through for you, it might come in through another person or another, in some way, the universe might use other people to help you, right? So we really have to commit to the energetics, right? The deeper energetics and the embodiment piece of what we're really ready to step into. And some of that is like the receiving end, right? We can't receive if we're not open. And so sometimes we have, there's too much energy or things in our overthinking or too much going on in our energy. And we literally need to relax our body to be open to receive. I have a meditation that can really help with this. I will link it in the show notes. You can also join my Substack, which you'll get access to my Substack. I'm just starting a Substack and I'm obsessed with it. So I'm going to put a lot of energy into it now that I'm done my course. Activate Your Channel. It's out there. I'm going to be putting a lot more energy into other things. It's a golden light activation. If you are in Activate Your Channel, my intro to channeling course, it's actually already in there, so don't buy it. We can't receive if we're not energetically open, if we're too blocked off, if there's too much tension, overthinking. It's hard for things to get through to us. Your guides, your team, your higher self, other people. If you're caught up in overthinking, if there's too much going on, right? We need to relax and be open to receiving. So that meditation can really help with that. There is a lot that wants to come in for you. There's a lot that is there for you. There's your solutions. There's the answers, the help that you've been looking for and praying for. It's literally right in front of you, ready to drop in. It's all this like karmic rewards I'm really seeing, like all the rewards for all the work you've been doing, all the karmic rewards, all the things that you've been moving through, the deeper inner work that you've been going through. Your ancestors want to gift to you. The universe wants to give to you. Yet sometimes it just has nowhere to go because you're blocking that receptivity, right? Once we work on the energetics of this is when we can really open up the field for a waterfall of receptivity, for higher flow to come in, to move into that higher, faster streaming timeline and energy that where your soul's asking you to go, okay? Because in the highest truth, the universe is abundant. The universe is limitless. The universe wants to give to you. Your future self is limitless. Where you're going, the future you, what you're stepping into is limitless. It's infinite. Okay. So there's a lot that wants to come in, and a simple practice that I'll share with you right now while we're kind of going through this is you can sit in meditation and just taking a nice deep breath and imagine opening up the back of your heart, the back of your field, which is often where we receive. Sometimes I see in the back of people's energy, there's like a block there, or they're carrying other people's stuff, which is blocking the energy from coming in, receptivity. So if you can even just sit in meditation daily, if you want to do that meditation that I shared, the golden light activation, I recommend doing that every day. I'm actually currently doing this because my guides told me that I needed to do this every single day. So it's a great daily practice. But if you want to just sitting in meditation and imagine opening up the back of your heart, that's where we receive, which is, it's often related. It can be energetically blocked in people. So a simple thing that you can do is you can just kind of ask to open up the back of your heart. Intend, open, feel it open, imagine. Your imagination's your best tool. But even reflecting on this, I had to reflect on it, and I realized, oh my gosh, I have a receiving problem. That's my problem. I mean, I've already kind of known this, but I had this really pivotal moment where everything is right here. I had different things that were kind of tied up in certain, without getting too into it. There's very physical things that were tied up. And I was like, I'm really fascinated how everything related to this, it's all there. I've already done the work on it. It's already there, but it's just tied up in like systems, like waiting for it to come through. Okay. So it's all there. And I had to reflect on it because it's a very 3D thing. Like it's already there. It's like, but I always kind of self-reflect, and I realized, oh my gosh, it's because I have a problem receiving. It's an energetic block is about my ability to open up to receive, which is creating this like very physical delay, so to say. So I know it's there. It's already there. I've already, received it. It's just tied up in systems from me actually physically receiving it. And so I really had to like sit with that. I'd be like, oh, this is really interesting. Like, I wonder why all of this is tied up right now. And I'm like, oh, it's a receiving problem. So I actually did the golden light meditation that I shared with you guys. And I've also been, using some mantras to allow myself to open up to receive. And since then, everything dropped in on one day. Like, it was wild. Like one day, everything dropped in on the same day. And I was like, okay, so I'm working on it. It's coming in. So I wanted to share that with you guys, because when we work on the energetics of things, and even like channeling, if you're going to open up your gifts and you want to connect with your higher self, your guides, your manifestation practices, whatever, it could be such a simple shift that like channeling and connecting is all about receiving, right? Receiving answers, receiving information, right? So I really had to question, like, how subtly do we block off receiving in a day-to-day moment or day-to-day activities where you maybe even bend over backwards for people because you don't actually feel worthy of receiving, or you feel like you need to do, or bend over backwards, overextend yourself in order to receive. And that's all around worth, right? Maybe you feel very comfortable giving to others. You're always giving, you're always helping, you're always rescuing. But when it comes to yourself, it can be deeply uncomfortable to receive. Maybe you're really good at complimenting others, supporting others. But when it comes back to it, there's like, you've attracted a lot of unreciprocated relationships or situations. And it's, yes, that's a very real thing. And like, we have to examine why do we have this unreciprocated relationship? But we also have to reflect on ourselves, our responsibility around it, and be like, oh, the deeper thing around that is like, I don't feel worthy of receiving. I don't feel worthy of this friendship. I feel like, whatever it may be. I feel like I have to overdo it and overgive and over animate, whatever it may be, myself, in order to fit in order to feel loved, and in order to, whatever, be friends with this person or be in this situation or be in love with this person. You have to like bend over backwards and abandon yourself in order to be loved. And so that is a really deep foundational root. And the reason why all this is coming up right now is because what's in front of you is a lot of receptivity. right now, the universe, the guides are coming through and they're saying, we want, like, this wants to come through for you. Okay. But we work on the energetics of this, work on your receiving, even in subtle day-to-day moments of like, I even noticed this. My daughter Nova wanted to help me with something. And I was like, no, 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 I'll do it all myself. Like, it's just easier that way. Right. But it's like, no, I blocked off her wanting to give to me because I just felt like, oh, it's just quicker for me to just do it myself. I'll just do it all myself. And, be in motherhood, I'll just do everything. And then, when it comes to me, I won't receive help. But it's like this little 4-year-old wants to give to me. It's a great opportunity for her to give to me. And so then I've caught myself. I was like, you know what? I will have your help. Or even in like when I'm carrying, going into the store and someone wants to open the door for me, I find that uncomfortable sometimes. Like I realize like someone waiting to hold the door open and I'm like right there and I feel guilt. Like I recognize like, oh my God, I actually feel guilty when someone's waiting on me to walk through the door when they're holding the door. Like I actually get uncomfortable because it makes me feel guilty. Like I'm being a burden on someone. And that is a really deep rooted childhood thing for me. There's a really deep, not wanting to be a burden to anyone. And I even noticed this with myself, with some really incredible soul friends that have come into my life where, it's a collaborative friendship, right? I help them, they help me. We do things for each other. And I really noticed that for myself when it comes to receiving. I've actually had to work through a lot of things around this because one of my friends was like, are you frantic? Like, what's going on with you? Like, you feel, like, are you in a rush? And I said, oh, no, you know what it is that I feel so uncomfortable that I'm taking up your time by sharing something that I'm moving through because I don't often allow help in certain things. I often do things my own. It's how I process things. It's how I do things. But I've been kind of working on receiving with the right people, right? And I said to her, what's really going on is that I feel uncomfortable by taking up your time. So I'm talking quicker so that I'm not taking up too much of your time. And she was like, whoa, hold the phone here. And it like led to a really beautiful breakthrough for me and my friend, right? Because it actually came from this deep worth of like, oh, I don't want to take up this person's time. A lot of messaging growing up and, for me to have a podcast and be on camera. And I want to share this with you guys because a lot of people don't know the journey that it took for me to be able to be on camera, right? And speak. But like a lot of my issues are throat chakra issues in growing up. I was always told to stop talking, that I should just shut up. I shouldn't be here. And there was a lot of really, deeply programmed things that were constantly told to me. I was always told to stop talking, shut up. Like I wasn't allowed to speak. And so it's like, this was a very big thing for me to work through to have a podcast and to be on video. It's, a big thing is my throat chakra, right? It's a huge part of my purpose is speaking and my throat chakra and channeling and all the things. And I wanted to share that with you guys because obviously this message is for, so many people. It's like, where do you feel guilt in receiving in some way or someone opening the door, like something so silly and little? And can you work through that discomfort and just allow someone to open the door for you? So, a really interesting thing that recently came through in a session that I have never seen before, but I now understand it. I actually had a client who's been working through some health stuff and was wondering what was going on. What was really happening is that they were blocking the healing that wanted to come through them. They were blocking that healing energy. Actually, this happened twice. It happened twice. I now realize it actually happened with another person, is that someone's so addicted to the struggle, or it's been part of their thing, that they're like, they have this thing right in front of them that they could do to help them, but yet they're afraid of it, or they're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. What if it rejects it? And it's like, oh no, this is actually very healing for you. And so it's like, sorry, there was like two different experiences there, but it's like there's some people who are blocking their own healing because they'd been in this for so long that they're blocking any kind of healing energy from coming through. And so I wanted to share that because it was really tricky and it was really interesting. I found that There was a deep centered around worth, around feeling good and blocking that healing that wanted to come through for them. You know, a lot of these issues when it comes to receiving and worth is often related to inner child. It can also have a past life influence, and it also can be very ancestral. And these are these things that are like ready to be moved through, and why they come up so strongly is because there's so much that wants to be gifted to you right now. So I want to share a few examples, and I want to see if any of these, if you can relate to any of these. And if you want to share or comment or send me a message, whatever, I'd love to hear about it. On a deeper thing, there's old templates that are releasing and there's new templates that are coming in. So this old stuff can't come in with this new template that's ready to come in. So for example, if any of these sound familiar to you, let me know. Compliments, receiving compliments, someone praising your work, someone giving you a compliment in some way, people asking how you are doing, and you quickly deflect or turn the mic over to another person. Okay, I'm going to share something really funny with this. A really beautiful friend of mine, I was being interviewed on her YouTube channel. And after we got off the call, she was like, do you know how many times you deflected talking about your work? And I was like, I know, I'm so uncomfortable talking about my work and what I do. Yeah, it's like this really interesting thing that I do where I deflect like my work and the powerful work that I do. And I've started to accept like how powerful my sessions are, how powerful my gifts are, and how powerful my work is. And everything that I create and do is actually really powerful. So I did actually work on this after, because she was like, JAIME, you literally deflected anytime I tried to compliment you, anytime I tried to talk about your work and what you do and your gifts and how powerful you are and your channeling, you deflected it every single time. And I was like, I know, thank you. And it's like really beautiful when you have friends who, or can find friends who aren't jealous and envious, and they actually can reflect that light back to you and the truth of it. And it's been really refreshing to finally have friends like that, because I've gone through a lot of situations where there's been a lot of people that I thought we're on the same page here, and there's like weird jealous energy directed towards me. And it's been a weird thing that I don't ever understand. And so it's been really healing for me to have a friend that can really speak from that place and not have this weird stuff happening and wonky energy, and someone who's reciprocal in that way. To have a friend that does that and can call me out on that. And just as I do for others. But okay, so not allowing people to do things for you. That's a big one. Not allowing help, not allowing people to support you. So a lot of you, if you're stepping into a next level of your business, sometimes your next level requires getting help in your business. And receiving help. So handing over some of the responsibility. I'm also can feel this when whenever we've had a nanny over the summer, we usually get a nanny, someone to help us. It makes me really uncomfortable. And I feel like I have to do everything. I feel like I have to manage everything. And it's it's all around worth and receiving. So that's something I'm working on, is receiving help with my family, with obviously my business. But a lot of you, like your next level is going to be uncomfortable because you're going to have to hand over some of that responsibility. So needing to do everything yourself. Poor boundaries. Big one. Many different forms of that, right? Needing to rescue and feeling overly responsible for other people, for overly responsible for other people's problems, and rescuing energy. So this is a lot of common themes that happen with people who are healers or energy healers or coaches, whatever it may be. Don't get too responsible for rescuing people or rescuing your friends, whatever it may be. You are likely a natural healer, but you can't do the work for other people. You can share the information, you can do the energy, but you aren't responsible for what people do with it after, right? You are not responsible. So don't overly put responsibility and take on the energetic weight of other people's stuff. This is great if you're stepping into this kind of role or leadership role. You're not responsible for how people view you. You're not responsible for what people's experiences are. You're not responsible. It's not your problem. And so that is a really important lesson to learn early on in your field of becoming a leader, is that you are not responsible for what happens. You're not responsible for other people. And it's time to let that energy go. And the people that you feel like you need to rescue, or you're overdoing it, you're thinking about their problems for them, that's not your problem. You have to kind of pull back and not your issue, not your problem. This is work on you, focus on you. Unreciprocated relationships, we kind of mentioned that. That's a big one. Undervaluing yourself and your services. So maybe you aren't charging enough. Maybe you are undervaluing yourself and your services or whatever you're doing, and maybe even your career. Maybe you're accepting less than what you deserve. So that is really important to notice how uncomfortable. Or maybe you're not even allowing that healing to take place that wants to take place, because who would you be without that energy or that story or how, all that? Do you feel worthy of being healed or in a new energy, right? Maybe you're doing all the things, but something isn't moving. If you're someone who is constantly self-reflecting and in this realm of spirituality and personal development, you may think that you have to do more, but it's actually not in the doing. It's more about the receiving at this point. So many of you have already done the work. You don't need to clear. You don't need to activate or heal more. You just need to be and let yourself be and integrate and allow things to come to you. Some of you have done all the things, like maybe you've taken all the action steps and you're like, what do I do? Nothing's moving. That's your answer to just kind of be and sit and let it come to you. Let yourself open up your field to receive. If you've done all the things, now is your time to just let yourself be, open yourself up to receive and integrate. In this new realm, it's not about doing more. It's about receiving more and working smarter than harder through aligned action. Allowing a force so much greater than your own to do this heavy lifting for you. You do not need to do in order to receive. You don't need to bend over backwards in order to receive what is already on its way to you. You are loved as you are. It's safe for you to relax. It's safe for you to allow. It's safe for you to work in a new way. It's safe for you to receive. You can rest. It's okay. When you are praying, when you're asking for a solution, when you're doing your manifestation, when you're asking, praying, doing all these things, are you creating space to receive? Are you creating space to receive an answer or a solution? Meditation is where you will receive your answers. And if you are looking for help in this, I have a great library of meditations. You can also join Activate Your Channel, Intro to Channeling, to allow yourself to receive the answers. And if you want some help in opening up to this, it's all there for you. But I just wanted to share this with you guys because there is a lot that is ready to come your way. And it's so time for you to open up to receive what you are worth and to allow yourself to receive even more than what you feel you could even have the capacity to receive, because you deserve even more. So I hope this message helped. I hope you have a great day, and I'll speak to you in the next episode.